Democrats are facing more trouble over alleged ties to China. Another big update today as a high-profile Democrat running for Senate in Georgia, John Ossoff, has just been called a security risk by an incoming GOP senator. John is a key political ally of the Democrat Party establishment. Both Barack Obama and Joe Biden have already tried helping him with his campaign. New article at the New York Post opens saying Georgia Senate candidate John Ossoff may be a security risk, according to Senate-elect Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, who said the Democrat is unfit to join him in Washington, D.C. Hagerty, a Republican and former U.S. ambassador to Japan, told Breitbart on Saturday that he made the assessment after learning that a film company connected to Ossoff reportedly took in money tied to Communist China. This alone, Hagerty told the outlet, makes him, quote, certainly not an acceptable choice for senator. They continue, adding that in a July financial disclosure, Ossoff admitted that the company in which he invested in 2013, Insight TWI, took in more than $5,000 over the last 2 years from the Hong Kong-based telecoms firm PCCW. They explain how that outfit is a subsidiary of China Unicom, whose leaders have close ties to the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing. Quote, China has proven that it will brazenly leverage any relationship they can to gain influence in our country, and John Ossoff is a perfect target for them, Hagerty said. He also said Eric Swalwell's relationship with a suspected communist spy shows just how vulnerable some congressional Democrats are to Chinese influence. Notably, Ossoff's film company was mentioned in this December 23rd article from the Washington Post, headlined How Senate Candidate John Ossoff Used Family Wealth to Bolster His International Media Career. In the article, they describe how the company was handed over to John Ossoff in 2013 when he was just 26 years old. Ossoff, a former congressional aide, had no experience managing a company, but he held a sizable inheritance from his grandfather. He loaned $250,000 to the company, as did his friend, and Ossoff eventually invested an unspecified additional amount, making him CEO and majority owner. Later on in the article, they add how Ossoff, who is now 33 years old, has spent much of his time and energy over the past 3 years trying to get back to Washington, saying he was motivated to return by his dismay about the election of Donald Trump. This news could be even more significant given how important this race is for Democrats. They say that John Ossoff has taken in more money than any Senate candidate in U.S. history after raising over $100 million in the Georgia runoff election. Meanwhile, looking at one more recent New York Post article, they explain how John Ossoff is still reportedly concealing financial documents related to his production company. This article opens saying, despite being a crusader for transparency on the campaign trail, Georgia Democrat Senate candidate John Ossoff is refusing to disclose information about his personal finances and investments. Here they point out how, on the campaign trail, Ossoff touts himself as a crusader against corruption who has produced hard-hitting documentaries on fraud in countries like Ghana through his production company, Insight The World Investigates. But the Atlanta-born former congressional aide has refused to be transparent about his own personal finances. Ossoff has been silent on the $250,000 loan he made to the company when he became CEO at age 26 in 2013, or the undisclosed donation he made when he became majority owner. They also add how questions have arisen over how much money the Democrat darling has accepted from China after he brokered a deal with a Hong Kong news agency. Ossoff has maintained that he only received $1,000 in broadcast rights from the Hong Kong company, which Purdue alleged was a communist Chinese news agency. Article continues saying that the Senate hopeful has refused to provide further financial documents pertaining to the company to the Washington Post, calling them, quote, confidential. He has also declined to say how much he inherited from his grandfather, but the figure is expected to run into the millions. The candidate also refused to release his tax returns, but the personal disclosure form he filed as a Senate candidate puts his personal fortune between $2.3 and $8.8 million. Finally, looking at one more article which mentions some similarities to other ongoing scandals in the Democrat Party. This headline here, Ossoff's China ties compound Democrat Party's Hunter Biden and Swalwell woes. Valerie Richardson at the Washington Times writes, Democrat Senate candidate Jon Ossoff is fighting Republican attacks over his business ties to China as the Georgia runoff nears, but the Hunter Biden and Eric Swalwell scandals involving Beijing aren't making it any easier. Mr. Biden and California Democrat Congressman Swalwell have kept stories about Beijing's influence in the news, lending oxygen to Republicans hammering Mr. Ossoff's link to a Hong Kong conglomerate owned in part by the Chinese Communist government. Mr. Ossoff, a Democrat, challenging Republican Senator David Perdue in his January 5th runoff, slipped a few points in the December 18th poll, which has been attributed primarily to the China issue. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this latest update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, remember to click the like button, that's greatly appreciated, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Once again, thank you everyone who has been sharing these videos and sharing the channel with others to help get the info out there. And as usual, thank you so much to everyone who has supported the channel with your donations over at Patreon or PayPal. Your super chats as well, greatly appreciated. Also, if you have Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency and you would like to support the channel that way, I've also added some crypto addresses in the video description, or you can find them at realityreader.com/donate. It's another way you can support this channel directly if you would like to send crypto. Hope everyone has a happy new year. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.